Either that or that's the voices in my head talking to me. You're not getting anything?
Hold on. Okay, I got it.
I see the.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
My headphones are turned.
There you go. Figure it out, Matt. You got this.
Yeah.
Is this your first day?
Maybe. Take a day off.
That's right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the Flathead Home Show. My name's Justin Meccia. Happy weekend to you, friends. Welcome to the most local radio real estate show. And hey, I've got an announcement for you. Last week, I threw this at you sort of in a hot second, right? It was just like, wham, what was that? Okay, here we go. I'm giving you more details. I've got an event coming up next week. It's going to be Thursday, the 23rd. I'll give you more details in a moment. However, I want to bring us together, right? I told you, this is the year of change. We're going to make change happen this year, and we're going to do it through this radio show, Matt. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make some differences in people's lives for the better, okay? So we're going to do it through the power of real estate, and I'm going to begin with a conversation around building business with real estate. So I'll give you the details about that in a few moments. However, I want to talk to you this weekend about wealth and we're kind of continuing this theme about wealth and how wealth is built through real estate. So before I get there, though, let me thank my great sponsors, All About You Wellness and Aesthetics and Montana Basement Solutions, solving your water and mold problems for good. So it has been said that, millionaires buy real estate and billionaires buy business. Okay, so there's a little bit of a difference there. Millionaires buy real estate and billionaires buy business. And I don't know who should take credit for saying that. I don't know who said that. I don't know if that's just a common phrase that many people have utilized. I am willing to bet, though, that is inspired by Andrew Carnegie, who once famously said that about 90% of the millionaires in our country did it through real estate. And several people have discussed that. Several people have broken that down to determine whether or not that is accurate. Regardless of the accuracy of that, the majority of that is true, right? So we all know that there's tremendous wealth to be made and to be had through real estate. And I have taken nearly 7 years, Matt. We've been on the air for almost 7 years to discuss that in various ways and various measures. And so I want to break it down for you. I want to break it down to you in the beginning elements of that, right? What does that mean, Justin? What does it mean to build real? Are you talking about investments? Are you talking about rental properties? No, I'm actually talking about buying a house. Now, some people would differ with me. Some people would argue, those that are really, really far down the road in the world of investment. They get on stage, they talk about investments, they talk about ROI, they talk about cap rates, they talk about other things. And they would say things like, no, buying your home is not an investment as much as it is when you buy your first rental property. And I'm not saying that they're inaccurate. I am saying that that's unfair, though, because to be honest with you, buying a home, such as we've been talking about for a few weeks now, as opposed to renting that home, is making an investment. Because if one thing is true about it, it's called forced savings. Okay, I'm going to break that down. When you choose to enter into the world of mortgage payments, you make a payment every month to secure the home that you live in. Okay, and by doing so, you're participating in what we call forced savings. Okay, because that money has the potential to come back to you, and it actually has the potential to come back to you amplified. Okay, so if you have a $2,500 a month mortgage payment, most of that is actually going towards interest, especially in the first year. And I know that makes us cry a little bit. However, let's say you have a $2,500 rental payment. None of that is going to principal. That's 100% interest, which is a lot bigger than 7% interest, okay? So those of you who closed on a house recently and you saw a 7% figure there or a 6.5% or whatever, and you might be like, gosh, that's high. That's a lot lower than 100%, right? So what that means is a portion of that is going to go towards your principal balance, which is the balance owed on the note for the home. And then a large portion of that is actually going towards the compound interest, which is how they make their money. And we'll talk about that. We'll break that down later. I'm going to talk about wealth, though, okay? Whereas when you choose to rent because it's easier, or you think it's easier, then none of that goes towards principal balance. None of that has the ability to come back to you. So you see what I mean? It's called forced savings for a reason. You have to make the payment, otherwise you lose the right to have the house or home. And when you make the payment, which is very much like when you make your rent payment, you have the ability to continue living in the place, except for there's one big difference. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years later, when you decide to uproot and move for whatever reason, you actually have something called equity and it pays you back. This is how people do it. This is how people, you've wondered, right? We drive the streets and we look at the house on the hill and you're like, how did they get there? You know what? I'm pretty sure that wasn't their first house. I'm pretty sure what they did was they started with, I want you to go back to your childhood, friends. Remember the game Monopoly? And remember, like, there's all those squares with different colors, and there's like Boardwalk and Park Place and Baltic Avenue and North Carolina Avenue, all the things, right? Remember when you would eventually get all three of them or the pair, right? Like have all the colors, and then you had the right to put a house on it. And then eventually you got really, really big, and you're like, slam a hotel on it. You can't jump to the hotel. You have to start with the house. Right? Everybody starts with the house. Everybody starts with 1, and then 1 becomes 2, and then 2 becomes 4, and 4 becomes 8, and eventually it becomes the house on the hill. And I want to share this with you really fast, and then we're going to take a break. You can do that. My name is Justin Meccia. This is the Flathead Home Show. We're changing lives in 2025, and we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back to more wealth through real estate. Talk soon. Yeah. Now I get to plug my event. Which I said I would do, and I didn't get to. Okay, are you ready, Matt? And we're back. Happy New Year, friends. Justin Meccia here, Flathead Home Show. We're changing lives in 25, and we're going to talk about it, and we're actually going to take action on that next week. I'm talking about wealth and real estate, and I'm going to get to building business, because that's also an element of building wealth. Coming back to the Monopoly analogy, you start with the little house, and then you get the hotel. What are they, green and red? Yeah, green little houses and then red hotels. And you have to trade in 4 houses to get to the hotel. Think about it this way. The house is real estate. The hotel is business, okay? Real estate can lead, should you will it, to business. I'm going to get personal here in a minute. However, before I do that, I want to welcome you to Mark next Thursday, the 23rd, 11 to 12 at Homewood Suites up there in Hutton Ranch area. You can text me if you want, and I'll put you on the list, 406-871-9404. I've got a great panel of real estate agents who have built or invested into businesses, plural, through real estate. How did they do it? Through real estate. Okay, I'm just going to get to the end of here's the credits of the movie. Here's the conclusion. They did it through real estate. We're going to talk about how they did it. We're going to break it down and show you how you can do it too. I need you to understand this something, friends. I want you to take this personally. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, that house on the hill can be yours, and we can show you how that's done. Now, it's not done overnight. Rome wasn't built in a night either. Okay, however, it is done by taking action. Right? Monopoly. Buy the property, put the house, build the houses, get the hotel. Okay, it works that way. Okay, so we're going to talk about that next Thursday. Mark this on your calendar, friends. Next Thursday, the 23rd, 11 to 12. So we'll break right there at lunch, and you can go do whatever you want. And I've got 3 great panelists on the stage there. We're going to talk about how they built businesses or acquired businesses, and they did it through the vehicle of real estate. Yours truly did that. Last year, I bought a business and I leveraged real estate to make it possible. I'm gonna give you the details of that, and I'm gonna break this down a little bit further on Thursday. What I did was I looked at a business that was for sale. My wife and I were very interested, and we looked at this business and we asked ourselves, can we grow this business with our talents and with our connections? Can we grow this business? And we answered it rather easily. Yeah, we can. So we did it. And then we looked at the price tag, and we looked at, well, how are we going to make that happen, right? Because we don't have that in our pocket, right? So then we looked at our assets. We looked at our portfolio. And I realized, well, I've got a couple of options. I could take a little bit of cash, go to the bank and apply for a loan and use my little bit of cash to apply it towards a down payment and get a loan to buy a business. The problem with that is, since this business in particular didn't come with real estate, it was strictly a business purchase, now I'm looking at loan programs such as the SBA. Nothing wrong with the SBA, Small Business Association lending program, right? Nothing wrong with that. And it's there for a good reason. In fact, you can buy a business using SBA with as little as 10% down, which is fantastic because most banks want more, most lending opportunities want more than 10% down to buy it. The problem I had with it was, one, it's a pretty lengthy application process. You can estimate about 6 to 8 months to make that happen. And the sellers of this business didn't have that kind of time frame. 2, it's a higher interest than leveraging my real estate by pulling cash out. What does that mean, Justin? How do you pull cash out of your real estate? Well, I just said it to you in the last segment. When you choose to buy a home and call that, or buy a house and call that house home, and you live in this place, and eventually perhaps you outgrow this place, should you have the ability to hold on to it and buy another home, now you have your first rental property. And this would be why those people, those investors on those stages in those limelights say things like, that's when you've made an investment in real estate, not when you buy the home. They're not inaccurate. I just think they're unfair because you're only able to make that purchase because you've invested in yourself, called buying a home in the first place, okay? Because I leveraged equity to make it happen. Leveraging equity sounds a whole lot like this. If I bought a home, let's just use really simple figures. If I bought a home for $200,000 and 5 years later it's worth $300,000, that's $100,000 in equity. Equity really doesn't do anything for you until you do something with it, okay? It's just sitting there. It's actually growing because real estate is appreciating. Real estate always appreciates. It just doesn't always appreciate every year. It doesn't always appreciate every week. The market moves really rapidly. This is why you should bring a friend to the conversation called Your Trusted Real Estate Advisor, aka Justin Meccia. A little plug there for you, Matt. We don't have a real estate company sponsoring this show, so I may as well. 871-9404. Give me a call. I'll help you. This is what we're doing, okay? When you take that, now, so one day when you say, well, gosh, I have $100,000 in equity, let's buy a business. Why would you do that? Well, because you can take that 100K, throw it into the business, which now has the ability, what is the purpose of business? Profit. Every business, even nonprofits, profit. They have to. You can't have a business that doesn't profit because then it goes away. And a lot of them do, unfortunately. However, that's the purpose of business. Don't let anybody else fool you. Oh, the purpose of my business is to fill in the blank. No, the purpose of your business is the profit so that you can fill in the blank. Okay, so why would you do that? I would leverage my real estate to then buy a business so that I can then do what? Build wealth. That's how it happens. Next Thursday, the 23rd, 11 to 12, Homewood Suites. I want to see you. Text me so I can get you on the list, 406-871-9404. We're going to change lives in 2025. My name is Justin Meccia. This is the Flathead Home Show. Be safe, be well, have fun, and of course, as always, hey friends, welcome home. Did I land at 12?
You're about 15 seconds short, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. Run the... Welcome to the Flathead Home Show. Happy weekend to you, friends. My name is Justin Meccia. Welcome to the most local radio real estate show. My name is, well, I already said my name. We're going to start the own over. Yeah. Take a day off and I mess up too. Yeah.